Because of the Discovery Show and the ridicule that happened to my family and children, I was ready to quit. I was angry at the phenomenon. I was grateful because my Crohn's was no more. I've not had any more Crohn's sickness, any sickness except rheumatoid arthritis.
They took
But
care of it. The beings, the energy of the beings took care of it.
took care of the
They,
Crohn's.
they cured your Crohn's. Yeah.
Yeah. That night, Saturday night, Sunday morning's Easter, I walked outside and I shouted to the heavens, thank you for healing me. Thank you for all of that, but I'm so angry because now look at my children. I'm responsible for what's happened to them. I, I'm not ever going to talk about this again. I'm shouting this to the heaven. I was really serious because I just wanted to share a video or a photo with somebody so they would believe me, but nobody. They kept calling me a liar and crazy. I went in and I went to bed 9:30, and at 3 in the morning, I heard a loud voice, the same loud voice that spoke to me, but louder, deeper. This loud, deep voice woke me out of my sleep and startled me. It was that loud and that deep. It said, arise. And I jumped up from laying down totally asleep to a sitting up position and quite frightened a bit because it was such a manly, deep voice. And I'm looking, and it's 3 o'clock on my nightstand clock. And next thing I know, I am led out of my house, fully dressed, and I wasn't fully dressed, asleep. I had shoes, everything on. I was led outside to the same area where that being spoke to me 5 years earlier. There were three shadowy figures in front of me, walking ahead of me, and I was like entranced in tow behind them. They lead me out there and they hand me this object that looks like a tube with a round ends like a pill. This looked just like a pill, a tic tac, but it's only yay big, but it felt like a dog, like a living puppy with no head or no legs or no tail. It was just furry and felt prickly to my hands, and it frightened me. I didn't know what it was. It was warm and felt alive. It was dark. I dropped it. And I heard this voice that said, no, you must keep it, pick it up. So when I bent over to pick it up, there's no more shadowy figures there. And so I opened the dog kennel and I set it inside to keep it from harming me. I didn't know what they had given me. I had no clue, and it prickled my hands. And the minute I closed the dog kennel and stood up, this wind came and blew me down backwards. I mean, it was a mighty wind, blew me straight over backwards. And as I blew over backwards, I could see the tree in front of me disappear. It's like a hole opens up, and out of that hole, this cow runs right over top, a bull, a big one. But it was translucent. I could see up through it. Now I'm on my back, and I roll to my stomach to jump up to run because I didn't know where it had gone, and there was no more cow there. Instead, about 6 feet away, there is this most beautiful lady I had ever seen. And she's wearing this white dress that had a collar, and the sleeves were saggy, and there were rolls in her dress, but they went out there, and just the front of her feet were sticking out. But she's hovering 3 feet off the ground. She was probably 4.5 foot tall at the most. She wasn't very tall, but beautiful. Blue eyes and this translucent golden hair. And she looks at me, she leans forward, looked at me very seriously. Now, I had just gone through this most powerful experience of this bull scaring me to death, running out of the woods, powerful animal, and now I'm looking at a beautiful
Well,
woman.
and this headless, legless puppy that you were handed.
Yeah, I forgot about that already. I'm
Right.
looking at this woman.
Yeah.
She says, you know why I'm here. She said, this is your burden you must bear. You have to tell what it is you have experienced.
I hope you're enjoying this video because if you are, there are dozens more like it on my site, all supported by people like you. So if you'd like to keep this work rolling in and join our community, just click on the Patreon button at reginameredith.com. That also gives you access to insider commentary, my live book club, and other live events with special guests. So join in. Thanks.
She didn't tell me what to say. She just said, you have to tell what it is you have experienced. And I will help you. I will help you from now on with witnesses. I'll help you with your camera and video. And I'll be there with you forever, as long as you agree to tell what you know. And I'm thinking, what do I tell? What do I tell? She said, just tell what you know. And next thing I know, I am passed out at the back door with trash on me from laying on the dirt, the leaves from this whole, and she was gone. So for everybody wanting to know, I went back to see what this thing was they handed me, and it was not there. But asking her what it was, she said it was symbolic of humanity. At this point in history, humanity has lost its direction. It has no head or no tail. If we don't wake the people up, humanity could be lost to things that may be in store for us, bad things, wars and all that. They showed me all that, which I don't talk about. But I want to stay positive and only manifest what she said could happen, which is the return of the divine feminine, the mother. There's a power shift in heaven that is written in the stars, that this new age coming will be the feminine rule, the mother, and that the peace would come to this planet. And that's what she told me.
Chris, she said this to you definitively. Now, you were shown other things that other people have been shown, especially those who have ET contact. Generally, they show detriment and devastation to the earth itself if we can't wise up and start kicking and harming her. I mean, I think the part that is so wonderful is that COVID was a wonderful example. As soon as we weren't traveling and flying and doing much, all the animals started coming out, species were perking back up. COVID was great for Mother Earth because there wasn't a lot of human activity and she recovers quickly. But they showed you what can happen if we don't wise up, that it could get really bad.
Yeah, I saw visions of wars, extremely bad, and just Earth, climate changes, huge tidal waves, all that, what everybody has experienced. But what she told me was none of this has to happen if we wake up. And that's what it is that I feel I need to do, is introduce this to the people. Listen, I don't know what it is we're dealing with. I have a good idea, but I don't know. Nobody does. It's too complex. And, I know there are these players there and these and these and these, but who the heck knows, right?
Well, yes, and just to validate what she was telling you, many years ago, I was speaking with my own group of beings, the main one, my main guide. And I don't need to go into any detail how that all occurred, but that's been a lifelong thing. And they were telling me that, because I was asking about Edgar Casey's predictions, which shows a lot of what you're talking about as a potential. And they said these are potentials, but much of this will not happen as the consciousness of humanity starts changing. That our minds and emotions and our deeds are so inextricably intertwined with the aura and intelligence and emotions of Earth, that as we change that, we change the outcome of what she expresses. So that sounds completely in alignment with what you were told.
Yeah.
If you enjoyed this video, be sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel. And you might also want to consider joining Patreon, which allows me to keep all of this content free and available to everyone. And if you're looking for like-minded souls, you might also enjoy my online community called Our Neighborhood. Links to join are in the description.